What is up, guys? Welcome to the Kick-Ass Podcast on a Sunday afternoon. It is so great to be here. Thank you for filing in. I appreciate you guys. Um, Today we have, I guess, not a lot to talk about, but some interesting things to talk about. So I figure now's the time, right? No better time than the present. Had some free time in the afternoon. Last night I was not able to have some stuff that I needed to do and had a wicked headache. So sorry about that, but wanted to make some time this afternoon for you guys. So I appreciate you all. We potentially are going live on Twitter as well. So Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. So that's fun. So shout out to anyone who joins in over there. Just trying it out to see what it's about, at least for the next month. So we'll take a look at that. At least I'll take a look at that. But welcome, guys. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I hope so. But let me know. Let me know if you cannot, because I am definitely known to talk to myself for an extended amount of time. So yeah, but we have a couple of well, not a couple, but one big and serious topic to talk about. And to be honest with you guys, I just kind of wanted to get y'all's opinion as well to see, to kind of gauge the room. And I realized how to do a poll. I thought I needed to start it through StreamYard, and you don't. It's through YouTube. So I will be, actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to do that now. I don't know how to do it yet on Twitter because I literally just signed up for that shit maybe 15 minutes ago. So yeah. Let me make sure you guys can hear me though. Sounds good. Franklin, what up, dude? What up? What up? I will say hey to you guys in a moment, but I'm happy you can hear me. That's a great start, right? But yeah, guys, I kind of don't even want to halfway start, so I'm gonna create the poll really quick on Twitter because I really want, or Twitter on YouTube, because I really want to know what you guys think, and obviously I will read your comments as well. But once I realized that I can pull up Twitter or do it, I keep calling it Twitter, that I can do a poll, I want to do that shit. So, all right, I'm gonna pull that up in a second. And start off on some good news. Tonight is the NBA Finals, guys. Oh, well, Buliko, I think you're in the chat, bro. I think that was you. Yeah, you said it's evening on this side. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Are you guys gonna be watching the finals, yo? The NBA Finals? Let me know who you guys are going for, because man, it's a big night. It's a big fucking night. Part of me, and like the majority of me deep down, feels that, man, the Thunder's got it, especially home court advantage. Dude, they just have Chet. You know, like, to be honest with you, like, I I had a at the beginning of the playoffs, a lot of people were like, "Oh, OKC's got it," and I was like, "Man, I don't know." But watching them throughout the playoffs, I was like, "Man, maybe so." But I just had this feeling, bro, like that underdog feeling with the Pacers. I just, between Pascal and Tyrese, man, especially Pascal, like he's shown up, in my opinion, a little bit more than Tyrese, especially in this series against the Thunder. So I think if the Pacers do win, I think he's going to get that, even though he just got it for, he just previously got the MVP as well. But I think he's going to get the finals MVP if they make it, if the Pacers win, you know. That's, like I said, like, I did put money on the Pacers because, you know, like, I just had that feeling, man. But if I had to be realistic about it, I think it's going to be the Thunder. But bro, something in me is going for the Pacers, man. Well, I've always been going for the Pacers throughout the playoffs, but something in me feels like they're gonna pull it out. Maybe not, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I just had this feeling. But to be fair, though, it would be dope for OKC to win. They obviously have not won one in their franchise history, and what they've been through, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna hate either way, but I just like Tyrese too, man. Obviously, with the wrestling tie-in, it's pretty dope, but I just feel, something in me, man. I'm gonna see. Let me know if you guys, turn that background off. But let me know what you guys think too. I'm gonna pull up the poll here really quick. All right. All right, cool. So I am making a poll, guys. It's our first poll. Pretty simple poll. Should WWE go to Saudi still for Night of Champions? So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to leave that part up because I don't know how else to view this. I'm just going to leave that shit there. All right, cool. So now we're back. But yeah, just some NBA fun. I'm excited for that. That's why I wanted to start here soon. But good afternoon, guys. Obviously, you know what we'll be talking about, obviously, with the recent developments with the strikes, right? So we'll be getting into that. And, well, I'll hold off to that. I say hey to you guys first. But good afternoon, guys. Universal, Sai, my guy, Sai. Appreciate you, man. Jesse. And again, guys, if you're new here, Sai, all the credit to Sai for the overlays. I appreciate him. Universal, you said you love that intro. Man, I'm trying to get more music into the shit, and I want to create like a little intro video officially. So, trying to upgrade, I guess. Yeah, dude, shiny new camera. Yeah, bro. And the shit was so fucking cheap, too, dude. And so much better. Oh, great. No, my dog found some random toy she's going to cry about. It was so cheap, dude. And the other camera that I had, the focus, it was just driving me nuts, dude. Like whenever I would move, it would try to refocus, and bro, it was just so annoying because it would take a second. I couldn't deal. I couldn't deal. I may have to jump off for one quick second to get this toy that she, of course, randomly. She pushes her balls underneath of the bed, and then will randomly remember it's there, and then like start going crazy over it, even though it could be there for days. So I am going to actually get that for her really quick. I'd be all right, guys. Sorry about that. That ball, of course, it'd be fucking like all the way in the middle, underneath the bed. Ridiculous. Like I couldn't even tell you the last time she's played with that ball, and she randomly wants to get it now. But yeah, just saying hey to everybody, and then we'll get into it. But Franklin, like I said, good afternoon, man. Drinking Wrestling League. What up, bro? I love your some of your posts, man. It's great. It's great. K Smith going. He said Shay going for 37 tonight. I hope so. I have a bet on him too. 33 plus. That'd be great. That would be great. Council, what up? He said, is WWE going to Saudi? We will be chatting about that, my friend. We will be chatting about that. K Smith, yeah, he did get a ring in Toronto though. Yeah, but I mean, but for the team overall though, you know what I mean? Yeah, so we will definitely be getting into. I'm gonna start some of y'all's comments here in a second to get back to rather. Universal, yeah, we'll get into that contract, that 10-year contract. I believe it's coming up soon though, right? Within the next maybe 2 years or something. Ooh, side the video, yeah, bro. I'll be getting that'd be great. That would be great. Yeah, if you could teach me too, that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic because I just don't know where to start. That's my problem. Oh yeah, some of y'all got some great comments going on. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. All right, so the topic, right? I'm assuming everyone knows now. And what I was about to say earlier, to preface this, I do not want to really make it political. I myself personally, I'm not going to say I enjoy politics, but I have gotten into the weeds a little bit more in the past few years rather, than I would have ever imagined. If you would have asked young Ashley, I would have been like, "What's wrong?" So I do not want to make it political though, because we all have our opinions, right? We all have our beliefs. We all have our likes and dislikes. So yeah, like I'm not one to shit on anyone for what they believe in. Even if it means like they believe in shit that wouldn't be great for me or vice versa or whatever, like everyone has their opinion, man. And that's kind of, to relate it to wrestling too. Like that's on a very, very lesser extent, obviously. That's why I like doing this show. And that's why I pretty much started this. Because I like to get people's opinions. It makes me think. It makes me think of like different takes and different inputs and things like that. So that's pretty much where I'm at with it. And just kind of to give everyone, like, I don't want to say like not a warning, but just like in the chat, like if you get nasty with other people, like I ain't here for that. So just kind of like a heads up, you know what I mean? Like you can express your opinions and stuff like that for sure, right, Callie? um that's what we're here for, right? But like if we attack people, that's just not it, man. So just kind of where I'm coming from with that, just to kind of set the stage, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But it's long story short, it's scary, man. It's scary, like I'm not gonna get too in depth on it because we already know what the US getting more involved in striking some of the bases for the nuclear plants rather. Um in Iran, and I saw one post, and I think I've maybe even reposted it if you follow me if you follow my personal account on Twitter. Uh, our vice president was like, "We're not at war. We're not going to war with Iran. We are at war with like Iran's nuclear like plants or some shit like that." It's just like it's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing, regardless of what side you're on. Like that, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like if it was turned around, right, it would be the same thing as, in my opinion, it'd be the same thing as, like them when they struck well, not them particularly, but when the Twin Towers were obviously, flown into and demolished. They could be like, oh, we're not at war with the U.S., we're at war with the Twin Towers or some shit like that. Like it just doesn't, it doesn't line up, man. And you can't downplay it. So that's why it's scary, because of all the rumors that have been going on about World War III and shit like that. It's just, long story short, man, for me personally, it's just scary. Whether it was a good idea or a bad idea, it's just, I don't know, man. It's sad, not to make it simple. Go ahead, Cal, get up. But I wish that we were past the stage of war, bro. Like I just feel like it's so beneath everyone. Like, not saying we all have to be best friends, but it's just like, why does it have to be like that? It's sad. Like innocent families get attacked, children. It's sad, man. And I feel like, again, not trying to make it political, I feel like if you're on either side, like you shouldn't want that. So you shouldn't want like innocent people getting hurt. That's what I'm saying. But the way it ties into wrestling, obviously, and it's the worst timing, is obviously the fact that they're going to Saudi Arabia less than a week. Today's what, Sunday? Yeah, less than a week from now. And you have to, part of me is like, of course, like, of course something's going to happen, right? But if you think back to however many years ago it was, with all those, I don't even remember the exact story, to be honest with you, how ended up being confirmed or whatever. I know a couple of the wrestlers' wives spoke out on Twitter about being very just worried, and obviously some were upset, but just being worried because there's issues with some of the wrestlers getting back, and I don't, so there's a lot that we on the outside don't know, specific details and stuff like that, but whatever the case may be, just the thought of that, and obviously what's happening now. I think it was Universal. I think I started. Yeah, you had said they signed a 10-year contract. They would be protected by the Saudis. Yeah, I mean, you would think, right? But at the end of the day, like, it's not like, oh, like, we just said some shit about, said some shit about them, some negative shit, like, oh, our leaders are just like, oh, like, fuck you guys, like, whatever, we're not going to do this, this, and this. We support Israel, like, whatever. We literally attacked 3 other bases. So how can you not expect them to want to retaliate? Just and simple, like, even if it was a simple like fist fight, you know what I mean? Like, if I go over there and if I run up on this person and I push them and I like beat the shit out of them, you know what I mean? And I can't expect them not to want to retaliate. So as simple as that, and going to the magnitude of what actually happened, So that's what I was saying a second ago. Like, part of me and the vast majority of me is like, of course something's gonna happen, right? But you still just have, at least I do, you still just have that fear for them. It doesn't even matter about wrestling, you know what I mean? Like, the storylines, it doesn't matter, it's the human beings, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I feel for them, and especially people who already, the ones that were already hesitant about going and didn't really want to go. I'm not even going to get into the CM Punk of it all because that doesn't even matter at this point. um, just the people who were leery of going, and even the people who weren't before and were excited, and like, I have no concerns. Like, if you had that mindset, like, you have to now at least have more like what if in the back of your mind. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, bro, but at the end of the day, like, a contract ain't shit. It's just a piece of paper. You know what I mean? Especially because that contract wasn't signed when shit like this happened. So I don't know, man. Not to be all like gloom and doom over here, but like, I think this is important. And this obviously ties into wrestling, but it's so yeah. Like, it's just kind of where I'm at with it, bro. Like, and again, like, I the majority of me feels like we'll be fine. We as like a collective, you know what I mean? But as wrestling fans and us, like, us being part of like the WWE universe, whatever you want to say, like, I feel like they'll be fine. But that what if, man, that what if factor does creep up, and that percentage in my brain does creep up. So yeah, bro. And Sai, your comment here, dude. Again, you say Iranian state television says, quote, every American citizen or military personnel in the region is now a target, end quote. They didn't say everyone except WWE talent. Never in a million years should they be going, in my opinion. I agree with you, dude. So officially, like, my opinion is I don't think they should go. Whether that means you have to cancel Night of Champions altogether, whether that means you can get another location, like another arena booked for this weekend, whatever that ends up being, dude. Like, or you have to postpone it a couple weeks. Whatever. I just don't think that they should be going. And I'm not saying that they should like, do I just for this particular show, like, do I think that they should like cancel their contract altogether? That's a completely different subject. But at least for this show right this second, I think they should postpone it. I think they should hold off on going. I don't think that they should go right now. I just point blank, it's for the statement right there. And I saw that, you do it, and I saw it. It's the I because last night, like I said earlier, I just had a wicked headache. I get headaches pretty frequently. I had not as much as I used to, but they just hit me sometimes out of nowhere. It escalate pretty quickly. But I fell asleep, and then I woke up however many hours later, and I went to plug my phone in, and there was like an alert that obviously the U.S. had sent missiles over there. I'm just like, wait, what? Like, is that? Wait, what? So I read that, and that was it had happened like I think it was like posted like maybe an hour or so prior, and the Iranian television had already sent out that statement, and it was like a video clip or something like that. So they got the television. So I was just like, here we go. Here we go, bro. And it's just, it sucks, dude. It sucks. And counsel, you said, are they going to Saudi? That's the key question, Alan. Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful, shout out to him and everyone over there. He said that he reached out, and let me pull up his quote specifically. Essentially that he reached out to WWE, and I don't believe he's received a response as of now. I'm gonna pull it back up here and see. Oh, perfect. Oh, he's actually live right now. Shout out to him. Oh, it's his pinned tweet. Okay. So he said, and this was 12 hours ago, I've asked WWE in an official capacity if the Iran strikes will cause any adjustment to their WWE Night of Champions plans in Saudi Arabia. I have not heard back yet. I'll let you know if that changes. So that is his pinned tweet, and again, that was posted 12 hours ago. Oh, okay. They may actually have an update from. Let me see. Oh, not that one. I'm gonna share here with you guys if we do have an update. Sorry if you can hear my dogs in the background there. Kind of playing a little bit of tug of war. Yeah, side note, did y'all see, completely unrelated, I just saw one of their articles that Brie Bella said that she would love to return to WWE, but she didn't get the call like Nikki did? How awkward. Like, what? How awkward is that? If I can spell champions, that'd be great. Champion. All right, well, that is loading. I'm going to pull up y'all's chats here as well, because obviously the whole point of it is I want to hear what you guys have to say. I wonder if I can see. That sucks. So I can't see the poll here on StreamYard. That sucks. So I'm just gonna leave that link up. I'm learning here, guys. I'm learning. All right, cool. So it looks like we do have an update. Let's see if I can read it though. Oh, you have to be a select member? Damn, that sucks. I thought it was a free article. All right, so we don't have, at least if anyone's a select member, not that I want to, like, I'm not trying to, like, poach information or anything, but I feel like this is a serious topic. It looked like it was a free article, though. I don't want to sign up right now just because I don't want to mess anything up stream-wise with you guys. But yeah, to get back to it, though, like I was saying, like, safety-wise, that's just my concern. Not that I don't care about the political side of it, right? But it almost doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, it's just about these people as beings. And it's just one of the situations where I don't think that you need to put yourself in jeopardy, dude. It's like read the room, like know your place. You know what I mean? Essentially, like, know your place, know the environment, know where you're welcomed. Because I'm sure it's not going to be like one of those things where if WWE were to reach out to them and be like, oh yeah, like whoever their Saudi connect is, be like, oh yeah, like are you like, you know, like whatever happened, like that has nothing to do with us. Even though, like, maybe I shouldn't say because I said I wasn't going to get political, but whatever. Fuck it, I'll say it. If you get into it, you know what I mean? Like, again, like not even saying I'm for this or against this, but if you look at who certain higher ups support it, political wise, like now it's it's kind of fucking you business wise. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But to fast forward back to the safety aspect of it, whoever it is, if they were to reach out to their Saudi connect and be like, oh, like, is it still good for us to come over? Like, should we be concerned? You know, like, should we reschedule this? Whatever. Not even cancel, like I said earlier, not even get into, because the last thing you want to do is make this worse, right? So it's not like if you're WWE, you want to be like, oh yeah, like US says fuck you guys and you know who you're aligned with, but and fuck your contract too. Obviously not. You know, you don't make shit worse. Whether that's what they want to do long term or not, you know, that's obviously not the main factor right now. But if you're WWE, you'd be like, hey, is now still a good time? You know what I mean? Like, should you want to reschedule? You know what I mean? Yeah, I would at least ask that. I would hope that people are at least asking that. I hope we do get an update. But my point to that was, if I'm assuming you ask that, I highly doubt the Saudi side is gonna be like, oh yeah, no, like when you come over, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z. No, dude, no, like fucking not dumb. You know what I mean? Like I was saying earlier with my hypothetical, like if I go in there like, outside and I beat the shit out of somebody, and I'm able to run off or whatever, and I'm just or whatever, I just stay there and I just wait for them to get back up. However, I handle it after the beatdown. You know what I mean? Like I don't expect them to be like, oh yeah, like no, come on over, everything's good. Like or to be like and have me come over and everything's good and not expect some type of retaliation. You know what I mean? So it's just like I don't know, man. I don't know, and I don't know. But you guys are definitely answering in the chat right now. It looks like 70% says no. Interesting. Very interesting. Ugh. All right, so just give me a moment because I'm going to scroll back through. Oh, let me go through this star really quick. In Universal, man, I don't mean to be contradicting you or to single you out or anything. And again, I'm going to go through the chat here, obviously, and just kind of respond as for whatever you guys are saying. But long story short, like long answer short to this one, bro, like if you're not around to spend the money, what does it mean? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, who gives a fuck? If you get millions of dollars for going over there for 48 hours, like, okay, cool. Like, what if something happens? You know what I mean? Like, what if you don't make it back? To get extreme with it, like, what if you don't make it back? And again, the majority of me, do I think anything is actually going to happen? And I know, but I don't know if that's, I may just being more hopeful. You know what I mean? But, and again, like, I deep down don't think anything is going to happen, but we heard, I don't even want to call them necessarily rumors, but we heard reports from years ago when they first started going over there. And that was before anything happened, dude. So yeah, they make buku's money, like what is it, like 50 million a show. So and the wrestlers obviously get a nice chunk out of that, hopefully, right? Like what they say Roman Reigns gets like 4 or 5 million or some shit each show. Cool, bro. Happy for you. My safety would be more concerning for me, dude. Like I don't know, man. And again, I totally get what you're saying. And that is, I don't know, one of the pros before this happened. But I just don't see this getting better. You know what I mean? And again, like maybe one of you guys threw it in the comments. I don't know how much longer they have in their contract. I think it's coming up soon, the 10-year. I think it's maybe a couple years away. Do I see TKO not renewing it? Probably not, because they're businessmen. They want their money. They probably don't. I'm not gonna say they don't give a shit, but until something happens directly, they're like nothing. We're good. I feel like so. Yeah, man. But again, I get where you're coming from. Totally get where what you're saying there, because they do. But again, is it really worth it at the end of the day? Yeah. So I'm scrolling up here a bit, guys, just to make sure I don't miss some stuff that you guys had to say. But again, thank you all for joining. I appreciate it, whether you're joining here on YouTube or if you are watching on Twitter, via X, whatever you want to call it. I appreciate it. If you have not joined or subscribed, feel free to do that. That would be great. And if you could like the stream, that'd be great too. It, again, helps with the algorithm, all that bullshit. But no, it's cool to get more people in here. We've grown a little bit, so that's the goal, man. Just to grow and get the community bigger. Definitely not bitter. Although we can all be bitter sometimes, snarky, stuff like that. That's allowed. But bigger is what I was going for there. But yeah, it's just cool to see the community grow, bro. And I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys for sure. Although I do see some of you guys are Team Thunder, so I will not allow that. Just kidding. Just kidding. Waliko, you said, glad to be here, Ash. Hope you're feeling better or feeling all good from the headache. Let's see the poll. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. I have had little peek behind the curtain, I guess. I've had like, I think it was like definitely 4. I don't know if you want to call the 5th one and necessarily a full concussion, but back in my younger days, I the first one I had was pretty not great. So that kind of fucked me over. So yeah, man. That's just where they stem from, which whatever, you know. It is what it is. We all have our shit. But when it hits me, dude, like, and they used to be so much worse. I used to have to get those Botox injections for not, you know, for your face fillers, but they actually had some that you get like, it ends up being like 6 injections of Botox, which freezes whatever to help your migraines. Yeah, I had a fantastic neurologist. I miss him so much. But yeah, I appreciate that, bro. K. Smith, you said, I think they should stop going to Saudi in general. Probably not too far off there, man. Franklin, I think that's a very, very perfect comment, bro. So I appreciate that. It's a very good synopsis, really. You said it's hard to talk about this without politics, but I'll leave mine aside. I just think they'll end up going anyway because TKO is all about the bread. And long story short, dude, you're exactly right. And that's what I feel as well. I already said my concerns, you know, like that's just, but I'm right there with you, bro. Right there with you, dude. And that's my fear, you know, that's my fear. Sai, okay, Sai, yeah, and it means nothing if they don't make it back. Yeah, dude. And again, not to be going against each other in the chat, you know, because again, we all have our own opinions. But yeah, again, I totally get they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Not saying that they shouldn't have expected. I mean, I don't think any of us would have maybe expected things to get to this point. But when you sign a deal of that nature, you can't then act oblivious when some shit happens or something goes awry. You know what I mean? And you can't play the victim. You know, like, yeah, you're stuck in a contract, but bro, you knew that shit going in, or you should have had an idea. That's all I'm saying, dude. All I'm saying. Regardless of what side you're on. And again, like, that's almost in a sick way the beauty of this, because it almost doesn't matter what side you're on. It's just some of the facts at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And the safety. I don't think any of us, whether you're on one side, the other side, or on that third side, I don't think any of us wants anything bad to happen to these people going over there. So I hope at least we can all agree to that. And Franklin, you said, where could they go? Short notice. If they stop, they can't sell out on short notice when this show has been booked in Saudi. They can. I mean, you have a fucking sick main event, Cena versus Punk, dude. I was just saying yesterday on the stream, like, I wish it was somewhere in the States so I could fucking go to that shit, you know, especially if it was on the East Coast, you know what I mean? Or somewhere in this area. Like, I'd fucking love to go to that shit. They don't even have to do it this weekend. If they were to reschedule it from Saudi, they've had a similar situation in the past. I think, I forget the original state, but maybe it was even actually Oklahoma. How ironic would that be? But years ago, God, probably over 10 years ago at this point, the city that they were scheduled in didn't expect their team essentially to go to the playoffs or whatever. So WWE in that arena had booked it for, I think it was Raw, I think, and the team ended up making the playoffs or some shit, so they had to reschedule on short notice to a different arena, and I think that's when they ended up going to Denver, and I think that's maybe it was the Lakers. I don't remember, but that's when they ended up like going out there and shitting on the other team. I forget the exact specifics, but they've had a similar situation in the past, dude. And again, you don't even have to do it this weekend. You can reschedule that shit for 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. Obviously, they want to do it as soon as possible, but you have plenty of time in between now and SummerSlam. So that's not, it's not even like you have a quick turnaround between now and your next pay-per-view. And again, you don't have to do it necessarily this weekend, but I think it would be a great look overall, PR wise, like goodwill wise for TKO and WWE. Do I expect it? No, but and again, if I was them and I was advocating for them to not do the show in Saudi this weekend, I'd be like, and I was talking to Saudi, I'd be like, look, dude, not saying we're trying to cancel the contract, get out of the contract, or even not have a show there. They could create another fucking show. They created how many countless shows for Saudi, right? So they can create another show, whether they want to do it between now and SummerSlam or whenever. I wouldn't recommend it. I would give it a few months to play out. If you had to go that route, but just be like, look, again, just rescheduling it, postponing it. I'm sorry, this wasn't directly us, obviously. You know what I mean? It's not like TKO sent these missiles out, but just explain it. Look, we're not saying that you guys would do anything, but we're kind of stuck here. Whatever, you know what I mean? And if they don't allow it, then that's a whole nother aspect, right? And a whole nother level to this shit. But I feel like it definitely, even if they don't sell out the arena, they could definitely move some tickets in a week, 2 weeks notice. And this WWE, like, come on, dude. I would buy a ticket depending on where it's at, unless it's like deep out in the West Coast. But I'd buy a ticket. I would drive, depending on where it's at. So I think it'd be very doable, bro. Very doable. And Maliko, bro, thank you for your comment, dude. I was hoping you would actually have some input on this, so I appreciate it. You said it was meant to go to Saudi on Wednesday, but was talked out of it. I hope we still get Night of Champions. I'd love to know your thoughts, dude. If you feel comfortable putting it out there, again, no pressure. But I would love to know from your side of things how you view all this. You know what I mean? And obviously, you said right there, I hope we still get Night of Champions. And that's why, like, deep down too, that's what I was saying earlier about like the innocent families and like the kids and stuff like that. Like all the innocent people who have nothing to do with it and are just trying to live their lives. It sucks for them. And when you watch the Saudi shows and you see the progression and you hear the progression that's been going on and you see just the excitement, man, the excitement on the kids, that's what it's all about. I mean, not for TKO, but like to me, like that's what makes me feel a little better, about shit that's going on, is that you do have kids and the innocent people getting enjoyment, right? And getting a distraction and getting a positive outlet. So that's what makes it so conflicting too, for me personally. So yeah, dude, thanks for sharing that though. And again, if you have any more thoughts or if you've already put them in there, I'll be on the lookout for that, man. Good morning, Lord of Dogtown. Good morning. Good morning. It's the afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon now. Damn, it's already almost 1 o'clock. Time flies when I'm with you guys. Look at that. It rhymed. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, frankly, yeah, bro. Waliko, yeah, you said we are heading towards World War III and the shit is scary. It is, dude. The long story short of it, regardless of what side you're on, this shit's scary. But that's my thoughts on it. I'm obviously gonna get to your chats here. I don't want this whole stream to be a downer and negative, but I think it's important to talk about. I think it's something. Obviously, it's not something that we're just talking about non wrestling related. It's heavily wrestling related, which you just discussed. But I just felt like it was important. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you guys chiming in and your thoughts and everyone joining. You know, like I said, whether you're here on YouTube or you're streaming over there on Twitter, I appreciate that. Today was, like I said, I literally just signed up for that shit. Uh, I right 15 minutes before I went live on the stream, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I appreciate it. And like I said, if you could subscribe, that'd be pretty cool too. Love to see the channel grow. And yeah, honestly, like this would be one of the cool shows to get out there more, because I'd love to see people comment if they weren't able to join live, because I'm a very last minute impromptu person. So I get it. But I'd love to know people's thoughts throughout the next weekend to see what happens, you know. And Franklin, 100% there with you too, dude. You said, I'm sure Punk is very torn, not going to excuse him. I don't know what it's like to have those values and be in his position, but I'm sure he's conflicted. Yeah, dude. To be fair though, like I said, yesterday on over at Brashwing Media, I do a live stream over there at every Saturday mornings around 10 a.m., a little after 10 a.m. Eastern. So please subscribe over there as well. Not to be shilling to all you guys, but it's a big platform over there. We have a lot of different side or thoughts and opinions, and a lot of different input. A lot of different wrestlers actually stream over there as well. So definitely check that out. But like I touched on a little bit there in regards to Punk, again, 100% what you said there. He's got to be very torn, especially now what's happened. But again, at the end of the day, too, dude, like to play devil's advocate, obviously, to be fair, you know, if you're new here, obviously I'm a big Punk fan. He knew what he was signing up for when he signed the contract, too. You know what I mean? Whether he expected to be able to get out of going, whether it was storyline injury wise or whatever, however they planned that out, you have to know, dude. You have to. They do how many shows, and they have been doing how many? What, like 4 or 5 shows there a year now? So you can't play. Like I said earlier, when you're WWE, like even if you're Punk, dude, you can't play oblivious. You know what I mean? And again, not that I'm sure anyone expected this shit to happen, but the relationship was what it was already. You know what I mean? So yeah, dude. Well, Liko, why'd you get banned on Twitter, bro? What the fuck? How'd that happen? What the fuck? Were you out there trolling somebody? Were you talking shit? No, just kidding, dude. I don't see you as that. But banned on Twitter? That's wild, dude. Snapchat is pretty serious too. Someone I know, like they uh were doing certain shit on Snapchat, posting certain shit. Um, you know, like certain content, and they ended up getting banned. Someone reported them, and just complete hater. They ended up getting banned completely on Snapchat, and Snapchat, I guess, like I mean, when we sign up for these things, we sign our life and our privacy, our personal data, all that shit away. So Snapchat is like they I don't know exactly what information is tied into your phone that they relate to it, but you can't even sign up, like create a different username or anything like that via a different email. Like they ban your entire phone. It's crazy shit. Crazy shit. Um, yeah, dude. Your name, bro, fucking kills me. You're watching via Twitch. I appreciate that. Oh, you said the UFC TKO just hosted an event right next to Iran as well, and they were all safe, so everything should be okay. Was that after everything happened? I'm not sure. Yeah, Fernando, don't be sorry, dude. Like I said, I'm fucking last minute. It is what it is, dude. Don't be sorry. I appreciate you joining in when you do, or watching on replay. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, we are growing here. We are growing. Like I was saying earlier, it's fun. It's fun. Oh, let me pull up the poll again. Oh, it's still fluctuating. Okay, it's actually kind of cool. It's it goes live, I guess. Wow, going back and forth. So right now we're at 59% no, they should not go. Okay, interesting. K Smith, yeah, bro. Yeah, I agreed, Walika. Agreed regarding postponing it. Oh shit, no way. Not to take away from the seriousness. You said K Smith. You said Kevin Durant just got traded to the Rockets. What the fuck? That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. That bro's been going fucking everywhere, dude. And KD. I mean, KD's a real one though. He even, I think it was a tweet he sent out or some shit that I read. He said something like, "I know we were asked," or something. Oh yeah, because someone had reported that like they were getting like, this ones were getting into like fist fights backstage and shit, and he was like, he pretty much shut them down, and he was like, "Yo, I know we were shit last year, but that's just like completely false." It's like, bro, oh, that's funny. What up, Christopher Killer? What up? What up? He said, "Hi, everyone. I hope y'all have a wonderful Sunday. I appreciate that, my friend. I hope you do as well. I hope you do as well." I agree with you there, Christopher. You said, "I think WWE gonna still go to Saudi. We'll see, but we need to support and get along during these times." That's my thoughts. 100% there with you, bro. Well said. Franklin, you said, "Ash, I'm also an Eagles fan. I know you're a commie." When you say commie, bro, it has a right now. I totally get what you're saying, dude. I am Washington Commanders fan, bro. I will always, they'll be my like not my default, but they'll always be like my foundation team. You know what I mean? Just because being from Virginia, we have no sports teams. Period. We have nothing in Virginia. We had absolutely nothing. We don't even have an arena now. Like the Richmond Coliseum, they tore that shit down years ago. The closest thing arena wise, well, I don't live there anymore, but closest they'll always be Lee, right? Your home place. The closest thing was like obviously the Norfolk Scope or going up north. So yeah, and honestly, depending on like the show and where it's being held, it was so much easier just to go to DC if you're in the Richmond area. Even though Northern Virginia sucks ass, bro, sucks ass traffic wise. It's one of those shits where you'll be riding through, you'll hit the Fredericksburg area, and as you're like slightly like right when you're about to leave the Fredericksburg area and hit like near, not even before Quantico, it's just traffic for no reason. Most of the time, standstill traffic. No fucking reason. You'll be sitting there. I sat there one time for 45 minutes. No reason. You'll creep up, and then all of a sudden it just clears. Nothing's there. No accident, no construction, no nothing. Obviously happy no one's hurt, but nothing's fucking there. Like, so what are you doing? Like, why are we all just sitting here creeping? Wild. But yeah, once you're through that shit and you pass Quantico, I mean DC traffic kind of sucks too, but yeah. But yeah, that's why I'm long story short, that's why I'm a default Commanders fan, even though they have sucked ass for many, many years. Last year they fucking great. I can't wait for the season this year coming up. But my 1B team, dude, is the Eagles. I have family that lives right there in Philadelphia and in New Jersey. But the Eagles have always been my 1B, dude. So that's why I was conflicted when Eagles were facing off against Washington. It was a little, tricky, but it was one of those like you knew the Eagles were gonna win, but you still hope for the underdog that like kind of like with the Thunder and Pacers, dude. I'm like almost like I'd say probably like 85% Thunder is gonna win, but that's that percentage, bro. That small percentage is still there for the Pacers. And fucking the blowout game they just had, again, they had, if to be fair, right? Like the Pacers were probably not even probably, they were like, we're fucking going out guns blazing, dude. Regardless of how game 7 plays out, this could be our finals. You know, like if we even get to a game 7, rather. Like game 6 is our game 7. You know, like they're not going to embarrass us in our home court. They fucking went out there at one point. They were up by what, like 30 points? Ridiculous. Against the Thunder, dude. Against the Thunder. And again, so I say that because now you completely flip it to the other side. The same thing about the Thunder, dude. You think Shy is gonna go out there, Shy is gonna go out there and fucking not wanna just ball till he falls, right? um and just ball out for his team, dude. Like the year that he's had, fucking so happy for him, dude. And he's such a great dude. Like you listen to some of his press conferences afterwards, and he's just a stand-up dude. You know what I mean? A ride or die for his family, man. He's been, I don't even know how long he's been with this girl, but they have a beautiful family, dude. And just personally, that's why if the Thunder wins, I'm not going to be hating on it. Financially, you know, I have some bets against them. So I'll be a little salty there, but it is what it is, dude. Just all in fun. But like I said, so you could say the exact same thing for both teams going forward. That's why I would just be stunned if the Pacers won in Oklahoma in game 7. So part of me is like, there's no way that's gonna fucking happen, but we've seen the Pacers pull out some crazy shit, so I just can't wait. Regardless, dude, I might grab a pizza or some shit and fucking just veg out. That's why I wanted to do the stream a little bit earlier in the day so I can get some shit done and fucking veg out, man. So I appreciate you guys popping in. And regardless, dude, like that's what I was saying yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. Sports is so fun, dude, because you can have no idea anything about either team, but when it's the playoffs, whether it's the NBA championships, obviously leading into the championships, whether it's the NBA championship, whether it's the Super Bowl, whether it's a Stanley Cup, anything, bro. It's just fucking fun. It's fun. Best videos. She says, say my name, please. I'll say it and put you on screen, bro. How about that? What up, dude? Man, I am fucking parched. Sorry, guys. But yeah, Franklin, again, you're coming in hot, bro. You said you're right. They probably got to announce it ASAP, like today or tomorrow, if they're gonna move it and keep it Saturday. I mean, shit, we'll be happy to have them here in Florida. You know. All right. Yeah, you guys have been out and about in the chat, bro. Appreciate it. Christopher Killer, you said, Ashley, you're looking forward to Slammiversary. I'm looking forward to Summer of the Beast this Thursday for MLW. To be honest, dude, I do not watch much MLW. So I can't really comment on that. Nothing against them. I'm just fucking overloaded, bro. And I've been following the Karen retrial, which has been heavy lately. The verdict just came this past week. She's not guilty because she's not fucking guilty. She's factually innocent. So there's that. So to be completely honest with you, dude, that's why I'm not here talking about AEW today as well. Well, and we had a much heavier topic to kind of focus on, but I still have to catch up on that. I turned it on one night, but I fell asleep. Just nothing against Dynamite. It was just one of those nights where I had to work my part time as well in the evening. Just fell asleep when I got home. Because to be fair, guys, just kind of another peek behind the curtain. And the main reason why I don't do a lot of shows during the week is because I work my full time 8 to 5, 8 to 5:30 ish, and then I work my part time from 6:30 to 11. So that's why I'm just literally tied up all day during the week. So it's not some bullshit. I'm not ignoring you guys. And I love my channel and I wish I could do more. But like that, I'm off on Thursdays, and when I'm off on Thursdays, sometimes I don't want to be doing anything, and I just need to mentally check out. So I need to, long story short, man, I need to catch up on TNA. I need to catch up on AEW. So yeah, bro. Oh, Sai, appreciate that, dude. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't even know how I would set that up. I would need to look into that, but I see that happening on other channels, which is a big deal, you know, like it's um very much needed at times. So I appreciate that, dude. You're the best, man. You're the best. I can't wait till we meet up, dude. I owe you so much. It's okay, man. Y'all are funny. I appreciate y'all for having my back. People are gonna people, you know what I mean? K Smith, he said, Ash, you have a similar vibe to Punk. I personally take that as a compliment. Some people would view that as a bad thing, but I take that as a compliment, man. I appreciate that. Out of all my faves, I still have yet to meet Punk, dude, and I I need to make that happen. I need to make that happen. Oh, that'd be so fucking dope, dude. Man, y'all are popping. I appreciate y'all. Oh, they have this thing too where you can show the comments on the stage. I may throw that shit up. Put that shit up there now. That's pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think about the comments on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. And again, let me pull up old Twitter. Cool. We got some people rocking on Twitter too, so I appreciate that. Let me refresh my page because I don't even know how this shit works. So I appreciate you guys. All right, so update with the poll. I'm gonna update this really quick. Make sure I don't hear myself. Cool, caught it in time. All right, so we are at for the poll 61% no, 39% yes. Interesting. Cool. Cool. Interesting feedback. Yeah, Wooligo, I appreciate that, man. You said I don't think WWE going to Saudi is bad. I honestly think it made a lot of people happy. If you notice, the atmosphere is always electric. Saudi laws are insane. We just have to respect them. Yeah, dude. Saudi laws are insane. Yeah, man. And again, like you said too, with the atmosphere, that's what I was saying earlier. It's definitely grown over the years too. So that's why I just get happy for the people, man. I get happy for the people who are able to go and just check out a shit. You know what I mean? Go Bears. Go Bears. That's funny. I love football season because pull it up there. Because I already know the outcome of Chicago's game by Seth Rollins' tweet. He either says I love football or I hate football when the Bears play. It's great. Yeah, Fernando, you said Ash our Magic should be good next year. I'm fucking stoked about that too, dude. My full time job, they have we have an option to get like discounted tickets and shit. And I didn't even I knew that, but I want to fucking go, dude. I've been to a WNBA game. I went to a Mystics game a few years ago. Well, God, probably like 8 years ago now. It's crazy. But I haven't been to an NBA game yet, dude. So I really want to fucking go. Really want to go. That'd be dope. Lord Dogtown, you're funny, bro. You said I'm a Raiders fan, but I can't remember the last time I was able to make it through a full season. Bum ass team, bro. And didn't they lose? Oh fuck! I just, oh my god. Aaron Rodgers, right hand man, bro. Fuck! I just blanked on his name. Fuck. His go-to on when they were on the Pacers, Jesus, on the Packers. Fuck, man, what was his team? Blanking on his name, dude. Sorry, man. It's just not. It's creepy in a good way, dude. How close in proximity we have been since you're since you don't fucking live in the U.S., man. But you said spent a lot of time in Richmond and been on stage at the Carpenter Center. What the fuck were you doing on stage, dude? And it's the Carpenter Center, bro. Like wild, right there, right there. Franklin, nah. I don't even know what y'all are chatting about, but you said this might sound stupid, but I was a kid. Taker versus Flair, WrestleMania 18. I think you said maybe. Oh yeah, K Smith had asked what was your favorite Flair match, dude. No, don't say that shit because I'm. Or was it 17? He did that, or maybe it was 18. Whatever the match was when Undertaker won, he had the short buzz cut. And he was like Ryan on the badass taker. Sorry, I have like a piece of buzz. But he was like the badass taker, and he won. I'm pretty certain it was against Flair. That was the first time he said that he realized that the streak, and he took his hands and he was counting to 10, and he held his hands like that. And I was like, yo, he's such a badass, bro. I was like, yo, that's right. That's right. Because Taker used to be one of my faves, dude. One of my faves. Yeah, Jamie, you did, bro. What up? What up? You did tell me to watch MLW, man. There's just so much shit, dude. There's just so much shit to watch every day, every day. And like I said, man, my schedule's tight, bro. So I have to play catch up, and then I just feel like I'm forever playing catch up, which is a good problem, you know. Like I'm not complaining. It's just the facts, bro. Yo, K Smith, you're cool, dude. You said, I get it. I was, you responded to Franklin. I get it. I was a kid during that WrestleMania 18 to 20 era, and the matches during that era are high on my faves list. All right, so I'm gonna take y'all back a little bit. You said WrestleMania 18 to 20, very unpopular opinion, and I've actually thought about maybe doing like a series here on going back and maybe even doing a watch along, or maybe if not a watch along, depending on what you guys prefer and what you guys would want to do. um I'll go back and watch like a particular pay-per-view and just share some thoughts on it. We can all maybe obviously go live. That'd be more fun, be more interactive with it. But to go back and either if you've watched it, and I'll try to schedule in advance, right? So if you hadn't watched the show, you can maybe watch it and giving you guys homework, right? But you can watch it and we can all, like I said, either watch it together on a watch along or just come back on a specific day and chat about it. But getting back to this comment here, you said that WrestleMania 18 to 20 era were high in your favorites list. Again, like I said, unpopular opinion. One of my favorite WrestleManias, and probably the WrestleMania I've watched the most, if not the most, like top three, is WrestleMania 16. I fucking love that WrestleMania, dude. That hardcore match. How many people were in it? I just fucking loved it. I loved the insanity of it. I loved that it was what was it like a 15-minute time limit. I loved that the title, the hardcore championship, could change so many times. Visser was a fucking monster in that match. Well, not a monster, but just seeing him in that match and just the variety in the different types of characters that were in the match, man. Like you had the headbangers in that shit, fucking crazy. The Mean Street Posse, bro. I seriously thought, and maybe they were in real life. I thought when Shane McMahon, like from when they first started showing up, I thought they were a piece of shit because I was like, yo, these stuck up, arrogant assholes, man. Like, of course they'd be Shane's friends, you know, like because that was the story on it, you know. They were those like stuck up rich kids coming out there in their fucking vests, their sweater vests. Like, come on, dude, come on. Like I couldn't stand them, and that was the point. But I just love the like the insanity of that match and the ending. I still don't know the true ending of that match, man. If you remember, Hardcore Holly went out there and randomly. Jr. had this glass jar of candy, and Hardcore Holly, or was it Taz? Grabbed the man. Now I'm sitting here. I watched so many times. I want to go back and watch that now. But they grabbed the jar of candy and smashed it over the other dude's face. And but I think God, who was it? One of them was pinning the other, and then the dude's shoulder wasn't down, and it was just all like just confusion, man, just confusion. But I remember like watching the ending to that match the first time and just being so upset. Like, no, we need to know. Like, we need an actual winner, you know. But they dropped it. But because obviously it wasn't supposed to happen that way. But man, and then of course you had the ladder match. Like that speaks for itself. And then the main event, the Fatal 4-Way. Originally, it was supposed to be Chris Jericho in it. They replaced it with they replaced him with Mick Foley. And there's a McMahon in every corner. That was like one of the selling points in it. And I just thought that was the coolest shit, dude. I don't know why, but yeah. Fun facts for you guys. Hey Franklin, yeah, bro. You said no cat though. Handles. Jaden Daniels scares me. Not this year, but for the decade plus to come. Fuck yeah, dude. And I think we got him locked down, so I'm excited about that. We needed a true leader. Devontae Adams. Fuck yeah, Lord of Dogtown. Thank you, dude. Devontae Adams. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Thank you, man. It's driving me nuts. But yeah, guys, so we will be wrapping it up here shortly. Once we go through your comments here, and one more thing I want to talk about Goldberg. Goldberg being back. Franklin, yeah, I was literally about to say, dude, you said Mania 17 and 19. Yeah, you can't. I was literally about to say, you can't leave out 16, bro. You got to include that shit for me. WrestleMania 16 is where it's at, dude. I don't care what anyone says. That'll be one of those hills for me. Right there with you, K. Smith, again, bro. Again, unpopular opinion. I like WrestleMania 2000 ladder match more than the WrestleMania 17 TLC. Me too, dude. Me fucking too. That Swanton Jeff did, I solidified it right there for me, man. My love for him. Frankly, you said Goldberg walking out looking like Mr. Potato's grandpa. Stop it. All right, so the Goldberg of it all, right? Man, all right, so we all knew this is nothing surprising, nothing we didn't expect, right? Goldberg is back. So I am kind of confused about that though. So obviously he's back, right? We expected him to show up at some point. We knew he had been training. He had even said that he got injured in training, which I don't know if that was supposed to make us feel better about it, or if it was that was supposed to be him being like, "Oh yeah, I'm training so hard." Da da da. It's not reassuring, bro. I don't know because I believe some of his merchandise was like a tour or like the last some shit like that. But then I've heard reports that this is his retirement match, which is what we and even what we all believed because he said it way back when was that WWE Vince McMahon promised him a retirement match. So that was what I was expecting personally. Like, okay, like when Dude comes back, he is going to be his retirement match, most likely against Gunther, and that's it. Fast forward to Jey Uso losing the championship to Gunther because we all were sitting there wondering, like, why this random Raw, right? This Raw after Money in the Bank. Why is Gunther challenging Jey Uso to this specific night? Like it was like a month or two in advance. Like it's so random. First of all, why wouldn't you challenge him to a match on the pay per view, right? Second of all, why that Raw? We ended up finding out Goldberg returned. And to be honest, dude, like I'm talking to someone in particular, but y'all are my dudes. To be honest with you guys, man, and again, if you're new here, I'm not gonna hate on Goldberg. I've just never been the biggest Goldberg fan. It's fun to chant Goldberg, so I'll give him that. You know what I mean? And going back, I thought he was cool. I've never disliked Goldberg particularly. He's never been a favorite. He's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't watch too much WCW back in the day, so I didn't know much of him until much later on. Um, I'd always been a WWF person, man. Like, it just is what it is. I was in the bubble, call me what you want. But never hated Goldberg. When my first real exposure to him was 2003 when he came in WWE, WWE, they're WWE by then, and feuded with The Rock. And I think it's Bruce Pritchard who had said it on maybe his podcast, but he was like, yeah, it was his podcast, something to wrestle with. He was like years ago, I think even before he came back to WWE, he being Pritchard, he was like, The Rock was champion for Goldberg to come in, really wanted him to come in, X, Y, and Z, thought a program with him would be fantastic. And then right as it was happening, he was like, I'm kind of getting like cold feet on it type shit. Just funny. But, to give Goldberg some credit, it generated, in my opinion, what was my favorite version of The Rock, and that was Hollywood Rock. I just thought that version of The Rock was just so fucking entertaining, dude. Just great. And it really, maybe it wasn't the best exposure for me for Goldberg, but I just thought, okay, cool. Like, this dude, he's supposed to be a badass. Okay, fine. It is what it is. Like, okay, he still wasn't my favorite, but I didn't dislike him. I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. Obviously he ended up leaving, I think like a year later or some shit. He only signed like a year contract, I believe it was. Could be off on that, but I wasn't there too long. Ended up leaving, and I think he has some shit to say, but whatever. Everyone has some, not everyone, but a lot of people have some shit to say when they leave WWE. Not as much now, I don't think, but whatever. But fast forward, obviously he came back, feuded with Brock Lesnar. I thought it was a great match. What was it like that when he came back and just fucking demolished Lesnar? I was like, yo, that's believable, and that's cool, man. Like, awesome. That's what you would expect of him. It's quick, straight to the point. I dig it. Fast forward, I'm not even gonna get into the Fiend shit and all that bullshit with the Universal Championship. Fast forward to present-ish day, going back a month or so. Jey Uso lose the championship to Gunther. Goldberg returns and challenges Gunther. It was weird though, because he was like, essentially like, I'm here to congratulate you, man. And then in the same breath, he's like, but you talk shit about my family, essentially. So now I have to fight you. It's like, okay, so you're not really there to congratulate him? Like, are you? Like, why even say that? Like, whatever. Just like, I don't know. It was just very odd setup. And then he challenges Gunther, whatever, fine. And then we find out later on it's for the heavyweight championship. And it's like, okay, like if I'm Goldberg, right? And I'm coming out there to challenge the champion, whether it's for majority personal reason and then the championship is like an added, like a cherry on top type shit, or it's 50-50, I'm gonna reference it. I don't, like, he congratulated him, but he never made any type of declaration for winning the championship, never mentioning anything about him going on a retirement tour or anything like that, or this being his last match, unless I forgot something. But I was just like, okay, like, whatever. Like, the match, okay, fine. And then when we found out it was for the heavyweight championship, it's like, why? Like, why, dude? And I forget who it was. Like, I'm sorry, I can't give them proper credit. But they were like, the last 5 matches he's been in or whatever, he's lost or some shit. Or maybe not lost, but it was like not great. And we all know what happened with the shit against The Undertaker. That was just a catastrophe. So, again, man, I guess not to talk shit, even though I just did. Safety wise, he's fine. Like, Gunther is, if he's gonna go in there, if this is his last match, Gunther is the best opponent for him, essentially. It just doesn't have to be for the championship. And if you want this to be like a little mini retirement tour, which I think is very odd because Cena's literally doing that, so why dip your toe in that water, right? I get Goldberg's age and you have limited time, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's just odd to me as well. So maybe they're doing it without necessarily going out there and promoting it and saying that. So, okay, like, I can understand that and that would make sense. But it's just still like no reference of it at all. So I guess long story short with it, guys, like, if you want to make it a championship match, fine. But if he's gonna be around for X amount of matches or X amount of dates, whatever it is, why not have a grudge match first, and then Goldberg, or like, for instance, like Gunther cheats to win, right? And Goldberg is pissed now, and he is like, bro, like, no, fuck this. Like, first it was for my family, now you screwed me over. Now I want revenge. Now I'm not only coming after you personally, but I'm coming after your title because that's what means the most to you. Simple shit, dude. Simple shit. Now, again, I understand if they didn't do that because it's just a one and done. Okay, fine. Part of me feels like it's not. And if I'm wrong, cool. I'd be happy to be wrong. But I don't know. It's just very lazy, to be frank with you. Just very lazy. Unless, again, it's one and done. If it's not, shame. Now, the prediction. I have this bad feeling, guys. It's, again, if he is staying, I have this bad feeling that he's gonna win the championship, bro, on some fuck shit, and it will be a shitstorm if he does, dude. I almost have to wait to like see it to believe it type shit. Again, it scares me. um, but it wouldn't shock me, dude. It's fucking Goldberg, bro. You always have that small percentage that not only will he obviously win, that is much higher, but if and when he wins, if he wins that title. So it's scary, dude. It's scary. And if you do that to Gunther, especially to Gunther, I just think that would be a travesty. So we'll get into that if and when that day comes. If he's just facing Gunther and he ends up losing and rides off into the sunset, cool, whatever. Fine. But I I'm gonna have to wait and see how this one plays out, man. But guys, we will be wrapping it up here. Winding down. I appreciate you all very much, very much. Whether you're watching here on YouTube, which a good amount of you are. I think this is probably like the highest streamed one that we've had. At least live viewers. I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. So thank you all, man. If you do, or if you have popped in, or if you do pop in the future, is what I was gonna say. Like I said, please like it and please subscribe. The more comments on the main subject that we talked about for the majority of the show, the better. Because I think the more opinions out there, the more we all learn and the more we all grow and learn to appreciate each other, man. So with that and everyone watching on Twitter, I appreciate that. That again, like I said, today was the first day for that, so that's pretty cool. I can't wait to go back and see the analytics on it just because I have no idea what that even looks like. So that's pretty cool. And to finish up with our poll here, I think I wonder if I can. I'm just gonna leave it and see if it stays on there. But we are at 63% no. They should not go to Saudi right now. So that is the final number there, guys. And thank you for your honest opinions. I appreciate it. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat. That's dope of you, man. You do enough. You do enough. You don't need to make any donations, man. I appreciate it. But you said get you an iced brown sugar oat shake and espresso. That sounds fantastic, dude. I might just actually go do that. Give me a nice good old bev and come back and get to the chores, man. Like I said yesterday, kind of wiped me out, so I didn't do as much as I needed to. I did go out and run some errands, but around the place here, I need to adult, man. That shit sucks. So I may just get me a good old espresso to make that better. So I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man. And to everyone here popping in and contributing to the show. I appreciate you guys, seriously. I know I say it a lot and it's probably redundant and you probably don't want to keep hearing it, but I do. And there's so many of you guys in the chat right now, man. I don't want to individually name anyone because I know I'm gonna forget someone. Oh, I saw Maria just popped in. What up, Maria? What up, Ruh? I didn't see you earlier, so I appreciate you popping in here. But yeah, guys, thank you all. I almost don't want to leave you guys because I appreciate everyone for hanging out with me. You know what I mean? But I do have to adult, which sucks. Just gonna go through the final chats here. Exactly. Exactly. So he said Goldberg can't beat Gunther. If he doesn't, then retires with the belt. It kills the idea that Cena retiring with the belt ruins wrestling. Angle dead. Exactly, dude, because Goldberg would have ruined it prior. Can't agree with you there more there. Yeah. I'm sure Goldberg is a nice person, so is Betty White. I don't want her facing Goldberg or Gunther either. Facts side. Facts. Franklin, yes, dude, yes. I still remember Madison Square Garden serenading Brock and Bill with "You Sold Out" and "Na." And Stone Cold being the special referee, dude. What a sight! What a sight! Classic. Saya said if there's a 1% chance of Goldberg winning, then I'm going to need a watch along out of you. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like I said earlier, man, it's so close to when I had to leave. You said, well, universally, you said watch along on Saturday, 1 to 4, 1 to 4. So the only thing with that is with the stream that we do Saturday morning, I would literally be streaming like almost all day, and I have shit that I have to do on Saturday. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll see if I can make it work, man. I'll see what I can do. Franklin, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're about to wrap up here as well, bro. I appreciate you, man. But guys, again, no, Sai. Goldberg is not Saturday night's main event. Or Saturday. I'm sorry, I misread your comment. Goldberg is Saturday night's main event, not next weekend because it's in Atlanta. So yeah. But just in response to Universal's watch along comment, yeah. But in regards to Saturday night's main event, fuck, what date is that? I'll look that up and see what I can do. Potential for that. Potential. We'll see. Yeah, it's what, July 12th? Yeah, because it's the weekend of fucking All In. Actually, I think I already requested that shit off. Let me see. Or maybe I did every day except for that Saturday. That'd be fucking shit. 1 second, guys. Hey, let me see. Is it July 12th? It is July 12th. Yo, so yes, I'm just gonna fucking say it now. Yeah, guys, I did take July 12th off because I thought I was gonna try to. I have something personally going on July 10th, so I taken some time off. But I also was thinking maybe on the 12th I was gonna try to go to All In. That's not gonna happen. So yeah, fuck around and find out. Yeah, we can probably do a watch along for that day for Saturday night's main event. Maybe that. You guys, I'm gonna say like 90-95% chance we're gonna be doing that shit. So yeah. All right, guys. Yes, you said go do your chores. Want to get out? Yeah, because if I don't fucking get out now, I'm never going to. Ciao, Bella. Yeah. Jamie. Yeah. Don't even get me started on Goldberg almost killing Brad, dude. Well, I'll be here for another hour on that shit. So, guys, again, I'm not gonna say all the bullshit again. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you liked, subscribe. I appreciate that. Everyone on Twitter, X, I appreciate you guys as well. All that good shit. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Fucking watch the NBA Finals, man. It's gonna be a great day. Vote for my Pacers, or if you have no stake in the game, put all your energy into my Pacers, man, so I can win some cash. Just a little, some slight. But nah, seriously, guys, I appreciate you guys. Again, go do your chores too. Enjoy your Sunday. If you're just gonna rest, go do that shit. Do nothing. Whatever you're gonna do, go do it because tomorrow is Monday. Tomorrow is back to the grind. So until next time, guys, again, thank you. Stay safe. Seriously, stay safe. Shit, crazy times right now, and enjoy some wrestling. Take care.